Good afternoon. My name's Emily Ernst, and the life skill that I'll be talking to you about today is time management. So, some of the goals that we are going to accomplish today are by the end of this presentation, the participants will be able to talk about time management effectively. They're going to be able to recognize concepts such as prioritize and procrastination, as well as there are a few strategies here for the participants to learn how to manage their time more effectively. So, how busy is your week? I've put in how busy my week usually is, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we could manage my time. So, in a week, I have a 40-hour work week. I have 10 classes online. I do CrossFit 5 times a week. I play softball twice a week, and I try and fit a little bit of a social life in there. Now, everybody is different, and everybody would prioritize this differently. Some people might say that the classes are the most important thing. Others would say working is the most important thing. And some people might even say that their social life is more important than these things. I would like you to take a few minutes and to brainstorm about what you think is the most important. So for me, I have it here as I think it is most important in my life. So my work week and my classes tie for first. If I didn't work 40 hours a week, then I wouldn't be able to afford to take the classes that I do online. However, because I'm paying so much money for the classes are just as important as my work. Exercise is very important to me. I think it's very important for one to keep a healthy lifestyle. So having the hour a day for my CrossFit is also very important that I get that in. Softball. I used to be a national level softball player, so that is something that is more fun for me now, but I think because with my busy work and my busy class schedule, it's important to have something in there to balance it out. And my social life. This is important because it keeps me sane, as well as I know it keeps a lot of you sane, having your social life intact. So how I keep everything on an even playing field here is I need to prioritize. So what is prioritization? Prioritizing your things is what is important to you. You need to prioritize your time with what you think is the most important. So in the class notes, there was this little sentence that I thought was interesting. It says, you need to prioritize your time so you can maximize your time, which is so true. So if I was taking 10 classes online and I was also working, I need to be able to tell myself, okay, there's 1 or 2 hours each day that I need to really focus on my schoolwork so that I don't have to worry about it while I am at work 8 hours a day. So making sure that you know what is most important to you so that you can maximize your time is the best situation, because remember, there's only 24 hours in a day. Okay, so everybody has a little handout here. And this is something that I found online that I think will be helpful for you to prioritize your time. So this is just an example. So it's called a task analysis and time estimation sheet. So this is just an example. So we have the task here is social studies. Read chapter 6, pages 226 to 238. Okay, so this is obviously a homework assignment for somebody, and we need to make sure that we can maximize our time here so that we can do our other homework assignments, so that we can go to work, so that we can play baseball, so that we can do other things in the night. So the way this works here is that you need to plug in here the estimated time that you think you would need to complete this task. Okay, so this person thinks that it's going to take them 45 minutes to read this chapter. Now, the actual time needed to complete was 58 minutes. So the difference between the estimated time and the actual time was plus 13 minutes. Hey, that's not too bad. So what you need to do is you need to write in the steps of what's going to need to take place. So if you can write in these steps first, it would actually be easier to estimate your time when you can see how much you actually have to do. So we have 10 steps here. So this is very simple to read a chapter. So what you need to do is gather your book, pencil, highlighters, notebook, etc., whatever you need for this. Write the heading on your notes, find the page in the book, read the headings and subheadings, read the questions at the end of the section, read the first subsection, write the subsection's main idea and supporting details in notes, answer the questions created in number 4, repeat number 7 and number 8 for each, answer the questions and complete the sentences. And if this is a bigger task and you need to add more lines, then by all means, go ahead. So you all have one of these in front of you, and you can use this for whatever. If you are have a busy week and you have work and you have school and you have sports and you have to babysit and you have kids, whatever, you could use this to help you organize whatever you think you need to organize. Let me just get back to the presentation here. Okay, so let's look at some strategies that help people prioritize their tasks. So one strategy obviously is prioritizing, simply just deciding what is most important to you, what is the first thing I need to get done, and what is the least important. Maybe there's some things in there, for example, if I miss a softball game, it's not going to be the end of the world. However, if I'm late for work, that's going to be a big deal. If I don't hand assignments in, that's going to be a big deal. Missing a softball game is probably going to be lower in my priorities. Delegating tasks. This is a very important one, especially if you have a lot of tasks in your work. Let's say you're a manager and your big boss gives you a list of things that needs to be done in the day. And there's no way you're going to finish it. So if you delegate these tasks to other people, then that's obviously going to help you have your one large task completed at the end of the day. Creating a goal plan. Now, this is good. A lot of people do this in different ways. Some people use agendas and they just create everything that they need to have done for the day in this agenda. The other thing is creating one plan at the end of the day to have completed and having baby steps to that plan. So that's where you could use that handout that I gave you. The next one is learning how to say no. So, for example, I have a very big problem with this. My work calls me all the time to pick up extra shifts. And I always say yes, thinking that, oh, I could use the extra money or I could use the extra hours. If I said no, I would have more free time to do my classes, to, go to CrossFit, to play softball. I'd have more time for that. So learning how to say no is important. And knowing when you're most productive. So if you leave your work till the end of the day and you know that at the end of the day your brain shuts down, you're not very productive, this is not very effective time management because you're not putting your all into what you said that you would. And so knowing when you're most productive is also very important. Procrastination. What is procrastination? What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you watch a little video that Ellen DeGeneres did, and we're going to talk about what procrastination is after this.
I'm stalling. I have a problem with procrastination, and I'm supposed to start the show, and I'm not. So this procrastination thing, whenever there's something I'm supposed to do, I'll do anything other than the one thing that I'm supposed to do, and then I feel bad about myself, and then I get depressed, and then I really don't get anything done because I'm depressed. And I told a friend of mine about this problem, and she said, you should go to therapy. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, wait a minute. Why should I pay a stranger to listen to me talk when I can get strangers to pay to listen to me talk? So that's when I came up with the idea of touring, and I thought, now I have to write a show. So I thought, what do I want to say? What do I want to talk about? So I sat down at my desk, and I was staring at my desk, and I thought, wow, that's dusty. I can't write with my desk all dusty like this. So I went downstairs to get a rag, and on the way downstairs, my kitten was on the stairway playing with a piece of dust or something, and I went to pet the kitten, because they did the thing where they roll on their back and show you the belly, and you got to reward that. You can't pass that up. So I sat down, I was petting the cat for about, 45 minutes, something like that. And then I went downstairs, and by that time I'd forgotten why I went downstairs. And I was staring around trying to remember, and I thought, I should paint this room. I wonder what color this is. It looks like a white, but I'm sure there's some fancy name for it. All these people, what kind of job is that to come up with a name for paint colors? All the different color whites, like eggshell or linen or lily or off, all the different ones, And then I thought maybe yellow, canary or banana or smoker's teeth, something that would be. I thought, I've got to write. So maybe if I put music on, it'd be more inspiring. So I went over to the cabinet where I keep all my CDs. You should have seen that thing. Total disarray. Just, everything. Meatloaf was next to the Cranberries, which I thought it'd be funny one night to organize it by food when I was drunk. But really nothing else was in there except bread. And just all kinds of weird, like the Doors and the Carpenters and Nine Inch Nails were together. And that doesn't help anything. So I thought, I've got to organize this. I can't put this off. And so I'm sitting in hundreds of CDs, and the phone rang, and it was a friend of mine. I said, I can't talk, I'm writing. And so she said, I can't believe you. You're so disciplined. I have such a problem with procrastination. And I said, well, we should go to lunch and talk about that. So we went to lunch, and we were talking about procrastination, and the waitress overheard us, and she said, I have a problem with procrastination, too. I said, really? Get my sandwich. And so, but that's when it hit me, that's what I should talk about, procrastination. That's a problem everybody has. That's universal, procrastination. And then I said, oh, who am I kidding? I'm never going to get around to writing about procrastination. And so my friend said, that's why I brought this videotape. If you watch this guy, he keeps you focused, he keeps you on track, you'll never procrastinate again. So about a week later, I'll pop in the tape. I find that if you don't press play right away, something's on TV.
Okay. So I think Ellen DeGeneres there sums up very nicely what procrastination is. So she talks about wanting to write a skit about procrastination, and then she sits down and her cat has dust on her and she needs to paint her walls, and then she goes out for lunch. And so that's what procrastination essentially is doing other things to put off what you're supposed to do. So for example, I'm very good at procrastination. I think we can all relate to social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is a great way to procrastinate. I always sit down and I say, okay, I have a half an hour before I have to go to work. I can get an assignment done. I look at the clock. It's been 29 minutes, and I have looked through Facebook for that 29 minutes. Essentially, though, procrastination is associated with a lack of self-control. So when I sit down to do my projects, and I'm clicking through Facebook, I'm not even looking at anything in particular. I'm looking at people who I went to high school with. I have no idea what I'm looking at. It's my self-control. I cannot pick myself up to click on my classes, to click on the assignment that I have to do, because I just, this is easy for me, to click on picture after picture after picture. This is associated with negative coping skills that usually lead to more harm than good. Why does it lead to more harm than good? Because it's not good if I dedicate a half an hour to doing my schoolwork and I use that half an hour to be on Facebook. That's not productive, that's not good, I'm not getting anything done. I'm a half an hour behind my schedule. The same can be related to work. If I'm procrastinating all day, I don't get shower, I don't get ready, and then I look at the clock and, oh my God, I have to be at work in 5 minutes. This is leading to more harm than good. A lot of people say, I work better under pressure. So I'm going to leave this until it's due at midnight. I'm going to leave this till 11:30 because I work better under pressure. This is bad. So what happens when your internet goes down at 11:30? So what happens when, you got called into work and you can't do your assignment? So a lot of people use that excuse, I work better under pressure, and yes, I am guilty of that excuse as well, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay, so we've learned about procrastination and we've learned about prioritization. So can anybody tell me here what are the strategies to effective time management? Let's go back and look at them. So if you said prioritizing tasks, making sure you know what's important to you, good. Delegating tasks, if you said that, giving your stuff out, making sure other people are doing what you have to do so you don't have to do as much, good. Creating a goal plan, making sure you have a final goal for the end of the day, what you want to have done, and having little sub-steps to getting that completed. That's good. Learning how to say no. So when your work calls you tomorrow morning and you know you have an assignment to do, say no. Just say, you know what, I can't today. That also can be good for your social life. When you're doing an assignment and your girlfriend calls you up, hey, let's go out, let's go have a couple drinks, there's a good movie playing down at the theater. Just say no. And knowing when you're the most productive. If you're the most productive in the morning, get up and do your work. Get up and go to work. Get up and go to the gym. Don't leave everything till the end of the day when you just want to be in your bed. Good. Also, I really want you to remember that everyone is different. So I showed you all of the things that I have to prioritize in a week. I prioritize it with my work and my school being the most effective, but somebody else might prioritize it with CrossFit being the most important, because maybe they want a more healthy lifestyle and then they go to their work. It doesn't matter as long as you are prioritizing what you think is important. Now, I would like to open the floor up to anybody who has any questions about any of these terms. Prioritize, procrastination, time management. If you have any questions about the handout that I give to you, now is the time to ask. Thank you for your time.